Hey, what's up? This is Bryce Avary of the Rocket Summer, and you're watching Front Row Live.
Hey guys, Rob here, Front Row Live Entertainment. I'm hanging out once again with Bryce Avary of the Rocket Summer. How's tour going along so far for you, man? And how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? It's been a while.
It's definitely been a while. I think I missed you a couple times that you've been out here. So
yeah, the last time we hung out was Warped Tour 2010. Yeah, man. Right?
That's definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Exactly. Cool. So how's this tour coming in? It's what, like 4 or 5 days in?
Yeah, we just started, and today, I don't know when this will air, but today, right now, the new album is coming out. And so it's been awesome. We've just been out for a few days and kind of working out some of these new songs that nobody knows. But it's been great so far. Excited about tonight. So.
Yeah. And then for this tour, this album actually, this is your first indie album. How's that going for you? How was the process, doing it all yourself this time around?
It's been good. It's been a learning experience. It's been exciting. Musically, it was cool to just not have any of that kind of pressure and just be able to be really creative. And I mean, even when I was on a major label, I kind of always did what I wanted, to be honest, which is pretty rare. But yeah, I mean, I just felt like it was time to kind of tear down the corporate barrier between me and my music and the fans, and just felt like if there was ever a time to try it, it was now. And so it's been good. It's been exciting. Cool.
Yeah.
So. And
did it worry you? Like, I don't know, like how it's gonna be. You're doing this on your own, like.
I mean, it's certainly a risk, but I kind of like to live on the edge anyway. So
Cool. You mentioned experimenting. Now that you don't have people like on your back. So what kind of experiment did you do with this new record?
It was more just, I played all the instruments on the record and produced the record, and that was really fun. I slept in my own bed every night, which I've never done.
Nice.
And it was cool just kind of trying to incorporate a lot of new things like a theremin, and I played on trash cans and typewriters and mandolins and banjos and stuff that I normally don't do. And so it was just a really relaxed environment. I think it maybe took a little longer than normal because of how relaxed it was. Just like, you know what? Let's just be done for the day. I'm going to go to Chipotle and go home. But, I
mean, you got to make up for it since you don't eat it on tour.
Right, exactly. So I don't really eat on tour, so it's awesome. Nice.
And you were saying the title of the record. To me, when I first heard the title, I thought it's just, everything that you've experienced over in the past. So what is the record about? Is it a concept album?
It's not necessarily a concept album. I mean, I think there's always a common threading through the songs that I write. But, to me, that phrase can be interpreted any way by anyone. For me, I see that as that there's a story in everything, and that there's a song in everything you see, and that we all have a story and we all have a song. And, obviously, stuff happens and you have nothing to do with it, but good stuff, bad stuff, and but it's all part of the story. We don't get to write that, but we get to like sing it and like tell it we get to tell it how we want to tell it, and the melodies we choose and stuff like that. And for me, where I was at with this record and just so many things that happened, I just felt like it was really fitting for this album. To me, that phrase just kind of suggests that the possibilities are endless, and it's a realistic phrase, but a hopeful phrase in my opinion. So
okay. Cool. And you experienced 3 to 4 years with Island. You had 2 albums with them. So what led to the decision of doing it on your own?
Justin Bieber. No, I'm sure he's an awesome dude. No, it just, sometimes things just run their course, and that's kind of like boring to talk about, but just a lot of my team wasn't there anymore, and Ellie Reed went to the X Factor, and it was kind of like I had nobody there. And
so you ended up doing everything on your own pretty much.
Well, it just kind of got to a point where it was time, you know what I'm saying? And it was just hard to live and to not have a team and be living in the shadows of gigantic artists, and just hoping that your record would get released. And for me, that kind of quality of life it wasn't very awesome after a while. It was very thankful for my time there when I was there, and very thankful to not be there. And it's just, it's just life.
And right now you're promoting Run and Don't Stop. Tell us a little bit about the single. What is this song about?
Well, you know, it's interesting. That's actually not even the single. There's actually not a quote unquote single right now. I'm waiting to see what the fans say. I feel like, you know, there's a bunch of songs that I got a lot of advice and a lot of opinions from music industry people and from even fans that I'm close with. And virtually every song on the record was suggested adamantly to be a single by someone at some time, and so that was extremely confusing to go through, and I wrote them all, so it's really hard for me to decide.
Yeah, exactly.
So we decided to I was like, let's make a video for every song, let's put out the record, and let's just see what reacts and what the fans choose to be the single. But Run It Don't Stop, to me that song is just about holding on to, you know, an uncanny belief that to get through things. I know that sounds a bit cliche and hokey and something I've said before, but that's certainly something that I just have to hold on to. And, you know, there's lyrics in that song like, I'm a tarnished locket that holds you within, and to me that's just the hope. I'm a really spiritual person. That's God, you know, like within me, keeping me going through life. So.
And for the singles, how you mentioned there's no actual single, how soon can we maybe expect something?
Like I said, we're going to be shooting music videos over the next couple months, and the single is like when you go to radio and stuff, and hopefully within a couple months. I don't know, we're seeing, I kind of want to do it in an organic way and see what happens. So. Okay.
And then this past year, you've experienced a lot of big tours with a lot of big hit artists. You just got off with Switchfoot, and I think you had Goo Goo Dolls as well. So how different are those tours, and is there anything that you learned touring with those, you know, big names?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always learning, and I'm always just trying to take as much as I can from anyone that has written something great or is just great at what they do or is successful, you know, no matter who it is. It's always learning, you know. And so going out with bands that have those big monster hits and have those kinds of fans is always, it's, you know, something to aspire to. It's like I try my hardest to just write from my heart, and if it happens that way, it'll happen that way, and Lord knows that would be nice. but I'm a big, just like, if that's supposed to happen, it'll happen. And so but in the meantime, just take as many cues as you can and just try to learn from the best. So
cool. And if you were to pick one song out of your whole, you know, every album that you've done, to actually be remembered by, which song would you pick and why?
That's really hard. See, I don't really sit around and think about those things, so it's kind of.
Well, here's your opportunity. Maybe somebody's gonna actually make it a big hit now. So.
You know, I'd have to say, I think it would make the most sense to say something off this record. You know, I really like Soldiers, the song that I just played. To me, that just came from a really honest place, and I feel like, just from judging on what some people have said at these shows, that song hits, you know. And a song like Walls did that too, on my last record. It's like, it's pretty surreal. Anytime like music does something for someone, it's huge. And I always, you know, yes, I wrote it and it's me, but I always believe that that's just God working through the music when anything like big happens like that. And so I suppose the songs that I hear the most crazy stories like that through are the ones that I would pick. So maybe Walls.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And then lastly, what can we expect for the remainder of the year for the Rocket Summer? I know you have this tour going on, but any other tours coming up? Yeah,
well, we're doing this tour, and then we're gonna go home, and I think we're gonna sleep for a few days, and then we're talking about going international. We're talking about doing another U.S. tour the fall, maybe opening for someone. It's rock and roll, man. I never know what's happening until like a few weeks before. Yeah, sometimes days before. And so we've been asked to do tours like 3 days in advance that we just can't do, you know. Yeah. And then we've been asked to do tours where we make it happen, and we pull our hair out, but we make it happen. So it's rock and roll. You just got to roll with it and have a good time.